This is a rather interesting beach coin that the wife found. Usually coins that come off the beach got all pitter marks on them through gravel and wear and stone and actions. And this was trapped down a crack in a piece of mud. And it came out in a beautiful George III half sovereign, mint condition. We were thinking it came from out of a ring or a piece of jewellery. There were no evidence of any marks around the outside edge where it's been held in place. It just shows that anything can come off the beach, from cliff erosion. I don't think it's a loss off a ship or anything like that, but you never know. Anything can pop up these days on the beach.
For the wet sand, I'll be using a multi-frequency. As I've said before, this will now punch through the mineralised black sand and be able to cope with the conductive element of the salt a lot easier. This I'll be working in all metal, and I'll be checking the signals in discrimination. That's the two machines. As to the times when you need to be on the beach, obviously when you've got a lot of people on the beach after they've left, you don't really want to upset people by detecting in between them. Leave it till they've gone off the beach. Do it early evening or early morning. Get your tides right. There's no good coming down, you've travelled what, 15, 20 odd miles to come down to the beach and the tide's high, you can't get on the beach. There's no point in that. The best times, it depends where the beach is.
One of the great attractions to the hobby is that once you have bought your detector, there is little else you need to buy. You might want to consider buying extra search heads for your machine.
Well, I'm first starting like on a field like this. You want ground coverage, you want to find out what's exactly on the field. So I'm going with the 11-inch coil. This is a real nice easy coil to use. It's wide scan double D. If you look at the shape of it, you can see a D and a D. This is the windings of the coil. I'll do it that way through. Yeah? So you've got a D and a D. One transmits and one receives. You'll have a concentric, this is off of another machine, and you'll have the winding on the outside and the winding on the inside. It sends and it receives. Now the electromagnetic field, the pattern of it, is different from that one. This one is more concentrated on the centre. This one, as it says, wide scan, the pattern is wider, not as deep in the centre, but you've got a wider pattern of search. These are better for mineralised ground. These, on less mineralised ground, will actually go deeper, but the actual pattern is more concentrated. So you must be aware of overlapping your sweeps, especially with these. Now when we get on the field, I might find that that might have too heavily mineralised soil for the 11-inch to cope with, or there might be a lot of nails. So then I can also always go down to the 9-inch. Then if I get a real concentration of nails, I'll go down to this one, an elliptical. It's 10 inches by 5 inches. This will get in amongst the nails.
You will want to buy a decent tool for digging, and there are a few specialist manufacturers.
Well, Archie, it's very nice to meet you at long last. Excellent.
Hi, Todd. Yeah.
How long have you been actually manufacturing your digging products?
Well, we started manufacturing in 1989.
Really? That long?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
sorry,
something like about 80,000 tools run out.
Really? Yeah. 80,000?
All around the world.
Good heavens.
From America down to Australia, China.
How many different products do you actually manufacture in your range?
Well, there's about 16 different types, but there's variations of each type. This is one.
Oh, I see that's in stainless steel, Archie.
This is stainless steel. This is called the Invader, and we make it longer for obvious reasons. You can actually put your foot without bending. You've got the ripper edge there that actually collects the root. It won't, like an ordinary side will slip off it like that.
Yes.
But that actually drags along it and cuts the root of a root of a tree or whatever, and you can chop, you see. And the light, you put them in your pack, has reversed to a big shovel. It's heavy to carry and it's harder to put in the ground. And at the end of the day, all you're fetching out is a coin, a small coin. But you don't need a great big shovel, you know.
No, right. So obviously a lot of thought and a lot of research has gone into your...
That's right,
yeah.
That's right.
And you make them in mild steel as well, I see that's a different shape.
This one's in mild steel. This is made for digging in small confined spaces.
Right.
With a big shovel, you wouldn't be able to move. With this you can actually pick and chip at the, that's called a big foot.
Right.
We put the brace across for obviously for
so it's
more strength.
Not made for small people like me. No?
No.
All right.
Inside this tube, there's a bar that goes right the way down there.
I see.
To prevent it from bending.
Oh, that's a good idea. That is. Yes. Because they must exert a lot of pressure when you're digging things out and prizing things out of the ground.
We put it in not in these stainless because they are thick, but the black ones we put a bar right the way down the steel to stop it bending.
Metal detecting is a great hobby and is very addictive. You must remember though that as with everything, there are rules to abide to. The hobby is subject to several important laws, such as the Treasure Act.
It's important to mention that with metal detecting, that fines should be recorded. There's fines liaison officers now around the country. They should be utilised and used, and all the fines should be recorded. Myself as a dealer, I'm at the tail end. Most of the items I buy, if not all of them, have been recorded. If they haven't, I try and encourage the finders to record them. If they're an item of potentially of treasure, the finder's advised of that and puts it through the normal procedures, which is mentioned on this video.
While it's not necessary to have a signed agreement for anything that you find, it can be helpful if you do get a signed agreement with a landowner. There may be some disputes if something is found at a later date where the landowner may say, well, I can't remember giving him permission to be on this land, and therefore that would provide the proof that you did have permission from a particular landowner to be on that land. So yes, a landowner's agreement can easily be drawn up, and the National Council for Metal Detecting does supply a search agreement to its members, and so yes, it would be a good idea.
And are you still with the video?
Yeah, it's been a year and a half, it's been in music. That's the one they told them.
It's all in stripes.
Well, what they used to do usually as their money, you see.
It's a Constantine, yeah, the Emperor, I don't know what do they call it? Silica, that's it, yeah. Of Constantine, yeah. 315 I think it is. Date. Basketball there.
Yeah.
There's also a code of conduct to protect the reputation of the hobby.
When you come into the business, it's important to have a code because obviously in the past we've struggled with new people coming in, going onto land that they shouldn't, not getting permissions, and going onto crops that they shouldn't go onto. So obviously the FID, NCMD got together and created a code of conduct. Obviously the things that I mentioned are very important, and we want everybody, or every detectorist, to actually abide by these rules. It's one of my boring beefs about rallies, detectorists in general, that they will not fill holes in. You know, and every time we see it, especially on a rally, we ask people to fill the holes in. They'll say, well, it's going to be ploughed in. And we say, what about the horse that's riding through the, on a Sunday morning with a little girl on top, falls into the hole, the little girl gets hurt, the horse gets hurt. It's your responsibility. You were the cause of it. Would you like to be the cause of that? No. Fill the hole. And it's something you've got to keep on all the time, because you're getting new people in all the time.
who are not used to doing it, who accept the thrill but won't accept the responsibilities.